All right, welcome first secondary students. We are jumping right into this essential explainer today. We're going to be using Mr. Rita Adele's fantastic visual study guide to really break down the final chapters of The Old Men in the Sea. If you're looking to truly grasp the deep symbolism and those key character arcs before your exams, you are in the exact right place. We're going to take this complex classic and make it completely accessible. So let's get started.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover the skeleton's meaning, villagers versus tourists, Santiago and Manilin's bond, the lion's symbolism, and we'll wrap up with the core lessons.
Starting right off with Section 1, the skeleton's dual meaning, victory and defeat. Picture this scene. You have this massive moonlit skeleton tied to a tiny skiff. It's an incredibly powerful image, right? And it is literally packed with dual symbolism. On one hand, it's pure victory. It's undeniable proof to the entire world of Santiago's immense struggle and his triumph over a giant predator. But on the other hand, it represents total defeat, the complete, tragic loss of all that precious meat to the scavengers of the sea. So you have this victory that is just entirely mixed with defeat. Moving right along to Section 2, villagers versus indifferent tourists, focusing on society's contrasting reactions. Now, this perfectly illustrates the massive divide between people who truly understand the sea and those who just don't. You've got the villagers standing there silent, profoundly proud. They're actually measuring the skeleton because they deeply understand the extreme danger and the fierce predator that had to be conquered. And then, meanwhile, you have these oblivious tourists laughing over drinks at the cafe. They're completely ignorant of what they're even looking at, treating the aftermath of this literal life-or-death struggle like it's just a joke or a quick photo op. So you really have to ask yourself, how did the villagers' view of Santiago actually change after this whole battle? This is a classic exam question, so let's pause here. Understanding this shift in the community's perspective is absolutely crucial because it's one of the best redemption arcs in the whole novel. Basically, they completely stop seeing him as the unluckiest man in town, the Salau. They finally recognized his undeniable bravery. The villagers woke up and realized, wow, this guy is a hero who just survived a terrifying predator in the deep water. Any pity they used to feel for him? Totally erased. It's completely replaced by immense respect. He won back his dignity in their eyes, plain and simple. That brings us nicely to Section 3, Santiago and Manilin's bond, loyalty and growth. There's this amazing moment where Santiago shares a really profound realization with Manilin while he's recovering. He tells him, true strength is in the heart, not the arms. I mean, think about that. His physical body was completely broken by the sea, but his heart, his spirit, that unbreakable will of his, that is what kept him fighting. It's such a fantastic lesson, not just for Manilin, but for all of us. And seeing this kind of inner strength inspires just an incredible reaction from the boy. Despite Santiago being in sheer physical ruin, Manilin sees his immense value. He makes this huge promise to always fish by his side from now on. Manilin basically acts like a devoted grandson here. He refuses to ever let Santiago go out alone again, and he completely dedicates himself to learning from the old man's resilience. It's almost as if he's stepping up to inherit Santiago's legacy. If you want to ace your exam, really try to memorize the dynamic here. Santiago and Manilin are a perfectly complementary pair. Santiago is patient, he's determined, and he's dignified, proving he never lost hope and successfully reclaimed his pride. Manilin, on the flip side, is incredibly loyal and eager to learn. He steps up to care for Santiago and really represents this bright, devoted future. Okay, Part 4, Dreams of the Lions, returning to the Golden Beaches. So what's the deal with these lions playing on the beaches of Africa? Well, they aren't just random animals in a dream. They're a deeply comforting reminder of Santiago's strongest, happiest days. Symbolically, they represent youth, unwavering hope, absolute fearlessness, and just the purest form of inspiration. Even when his body is literally at its weakest, his mind is able to travel back to this place of ultimate strength and peace. And finally, Section 5, Core Lessons and Exam Tips, What the Sea Teaches Us. Let's tie all these narrative threads together into the absolute must-know themes for your test. This is the thematic backbone of the story, showing us that dignity really comes from how you fight the battle, not just the prize you bring back. First, preparation is key. True success means being well prepared long before the struggle even starts. Second, the sea has a dual nature. Yes, it's a generous provider of life, but man, it is deeply changeable and highly dangerous. And finally, patience wins over anger. Santiago teaches Manolin to face giant challenges with steady patience, never with blind, reckless rage. All right, here's the big one. Was Santiago victorious or defeated? It sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? Let's tackle this ultimate essay prompt head on, because your teachers are definitely going to want you to understand how both of these concepts exist at the exact same time. The brilliant paradox you have to explain is that his physical defeat is exactly what secured his spiritual and social victory. He is absolutely victorious because he proved his unparalleled skill, he regained his dignity, and he won back the deep respect of his entire village. But he is also defeated. His body was broken, and he lost the physical prize to those brutal sharks. You've got to be able to argue both sides of that coin. So as we wrap up this explainer and you get ready for your exams, take a lesson right out of Santiago's book. Think about your own challenges. Are you approaching them with steady preparation, or are you just rushing in with frustration? Are you fighting your own Marlin with patience or with anger? Channel Santiago's heart, prep well, and approach your tests with total dignity and resolve. Thank you so much for joining me. A huge shout out to Mr. Reda Adele for these awesome visual study materials, and best of luck on your first secondary exams. You've got this.